Rodgers on third down. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Complete to Antonio Brown. First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Watch the run.
On the ground, Geis. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Darius Geis with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Now the try here for the extra point. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers.
Makes the score Packers 7, 49ers 0.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Hey.
That's fielded in the end zone. And
What's
no
up, Bill?
run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Any day. 44.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch, too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Rodgers now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's first and 10.
Back north. Mike, 53. Mike. Bravo. Fellas, let's set a tone.
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Equanimous St. Brown, and that'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10.
John, 93's the mic. 93's the mic. Here we go. Over.
Now Rodgers going to throw again. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Nick Bosa able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
What's up, Dominic? I don't know what play he's shooting.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long.
Hey, take 26.
Yeah, I'm glad, Dominic.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Hey, you needed Myles Garrett, too.
Backed up even further for 3rd and long.
I know this play.
From the
Gonna throw this tight end.
Letting one go deep for, and he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Antonio Brown, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Point after up and good. And it's now 14-0.
Makes the score Packers 14.
Yeah, he's on the bench, Cameron.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kenny Clark able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Escaping the pressure right. He'll try and run it. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Yeah, they need a little bit of help on down. Their defense is better than a lot of people will say they are.
Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
Now it's Wilson. And it's complete. Hooper. And up to the
yeah, they're going to take Tua Tagovailoa. That's what I think.
For him on the year, it's a 1st down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field.
Come on, that's bullshit. Should have been caught.
Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate.
All-star weekend, Dominic.
You'll open up the defense.
Should be a good weekend.
Loosen them up, have them back on their heel.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football defensively, though.
Stafford's available. Oh, the Lions are going to cut him?
That's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing
Lillard is injured. That's
getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain.
A 5-yard pickup. It's now 4th down.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. 49ers nothing.
That's fielded at the 8-yard line. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the
I'm better at
football.
Ultimate Team
Keep
than
attacking.
franchise.
Usually the best way to maintain control.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Rodgers. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line.
I have better players, too.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Especially my Pat Willis.
On 3rd down, it's Armstrong. And he gets the 1st down here.
Should have known
He's
those
taken
were
down at the 24. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. He's going deep for... He's got a man complete. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 49 yards. What a first half this has been offensively. I mean, defensively, what do you do when you're getting torched like this?
No, these receivers are absolutely wearing them out. So 2 thoughts coming
Yeah, I agree, Dominic.
Get some oxygen. You fill up your lungs a little bit. And number 2, talk to your guys up front. You need a pass rush to help slow them down.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 14 yards, good for a Packer 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Looks like the Chargers are going to start.
Rodgers now on 1st down.
Tyrod Taylor.
Touchdown, Packers. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
That score was not a game clincher by any stretch of the imagination.
Nice, Cam.
But the other team now has to be careful to not let this game begin to slip away.
The extra point up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line.
He didn't release the Ultimate Legends, Cam, for tonight. I didn't see them.
49er offense set to
They're
get
supposed
this
to
drive
do
underway.
one tonight and one
dangerous
tomorrow.
Territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 and out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47.
See, that's the difference in this and Mott.
At the 34-yard line.
In Mott, that would have been George Kittle.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Okay.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Got a man, it's Brown. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. Rodgers now, only 1 pass has hit the ground for him, 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah.
Mixon hit, and the ball is out, and the Packers pick it up, and they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over.
He ran this play, so I'll run this play.
And we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Kenny Clark, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The Niners on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, Wilson. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That goes for a gain of 31. Now Wilson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dean Lowry able to record his 5th sack of the season. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Wilson. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact.
That's unrealistic because that doesn't happen in real football.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kenny Clark make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
And now we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? But everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks. And they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
First down. 1st and 10.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey, Tyrod did pretty good for the Browns for 3 games. The 3 games he started.
And he's going to get this
and they went to Baker.
Territory at the 45. That good for 19 on a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Watch the twist, watch the twist. Watch the safety creep.
Out of the gun, Geis. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
We both know it's
I have Melvin Gordon, too.
Out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Now after the run by Geis, here's 1st and 10.
Stop here, D. 58's the mic. Hey, 88. Watch the curl.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Going for it all. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
He was good when he played for, that should have been picked,
that'll bring up 2nd down.
For the 49ers.
Mike. Watch the slats.
Rodgers to throw again. And his throw is incomplete. They were trying to go to Brown once again, and that'll make it 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now Rodgers being chased at, feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Nick Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season. 2nd down and goal. Rodgers, and he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers.
Yeah.
4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play.
And this is why I wish it was Ultimate Team. I would have quit by now because I'm not going to come back. Just wasting another 20 minutes.
Thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. On 1st down, Wilson. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 20.
Joe Mixon's pretty good in real life.
So into Packer territory.
Yeah, I do too, Dominic.
1st and 10 at the 27. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pickup there, 26 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Right left. 44.
Again, Wilson. Steps away to his left. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Austin Hooper. His 4th
Yeah, when do you play,
touchdown of the
Marshawn?
year. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit. Point after here coming up. And the lead drops from 34 to 27.
Bills.
Packers 34, 49ers 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them
Dominic, I think the Seahawks could get a wild card.
Almost what we call the green light, red light.
They should get the wild card.
Go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Rodgers will bring the
it's funny because the Seahawks beat the who did they play in the first round?
And the drive begins with a run by Geis. And a
they
short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 2 yards
Seattle
out
won.
there, it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside.
Seattle beat Philadelphia. If Seattle would have played San Francisco in the divisional round, Seattle would have beat San Francisco because Seattle owns San Francisco. Seattle and San Francisco always play each other tough, and Seattle almost always finds a way to win. Because Pete Carroll's the best head coach, honestly, strategy-wise. And he doesn't have his whole weapons he used to have. Sherman, Chancellor, Thomas.
Now Rodgers. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So erase the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
Yeah. Pete Carroll's he's the best head coach in my opinion. Because Bill Belichick was gifted with Tom Brady. So.
Boxing. 26. Mike 55. Mike 55. Hey, eat.
Yeah, Ramsey's pretty good.
Working from the gun. Rodgers. He's going deep for Brown. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Ramsey's good. Jaguars have a good team. He doesn't. No, he plays for the Rams now. Keep forgetting he got traded.
The 49er offense
didn't even have that good of a year
I guess
this
they
year.
have to feel a little
Ramsey.
gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 48.
Well, yeah, I was talking about real life, Marshawn.
Take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
He got traded for like 2 first-round picks. That's going to hurt the Rams out.
That's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
The Rams also have Eric Weddle.
They'll run on first down. It's Armstrong. Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made...
And he'll go down in the end zone. Down goes Wilson. It's a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point.
Dominic, I have the Bills winning the AFC East.
Of the 30-yard line.
I think Brady's reign's over.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you
I think Buffalo could beat every team, any team in the AFC except for Kansas City. They can't beat. They could beat Baltimore. Because Buffalo has a solid rush defense. Their pass defense isn't that good though, Buffalo.
To throw is Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Seahawks play the Bills? Yeah, that'll be interesting.
No, not at all. And it's been a long day for this crowd waiting for this game. It's been a long evening as well. Finally, they feel they got a call.
Whip. Watch the whip.
On first down, it's Armstrong. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On first down, this is Geis. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards.
Yeah, the Jets and the Giants and the Bills.
Ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Catch made. It's Moreau. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. When we see another great performance like this out of Aaron Rodgers,
Plays for the Raiders in real
his
life.
only FBS offer was a walk-on at Illinois.
And now he's the pride of Butte Junior College, of course at Cal. And I remember watching him play at Cal, and he would run 7-on-7.
The hardest games are probably against San Francisco and
it didn't do it very often.
I think Seattle plays New Orleans again.
Push him back.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Equanimous St. Brown. His third touchdown now on the year. As his guys continue to pour.
The Browns should, I don't know. The Browns, their division's, I think, the hardest in football. I mean, you got the Bengals with Joe Burrow, the Ravens with Lamar. The Steelers don't have a quarterback. Big Ben's better than average, but their defense is really good. So.
They run up and send this one away.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Or on this play in Mutt too.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always have that.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The safety, Adrian Amos, comes crashing in for the sack.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Kyler Fackrell, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
Mike Spopo. Hey, check.
On third down, Wilson. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a fourth pick of the game. And now fourth down.
Fourth down.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far.
Yeah, Arizona should be a win because you guys have the defense that contain Murray. Rams should be a win. San Francisco should be a win. Dallas a win. Really, the only hardest one I look on there is Minnesota.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They stay on the ground. Geis again. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Pick me up. Here we go.
Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Niners will take over at the 20. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Okay,
These guys had
down.
to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Strip that ball.
From the gun, it's Wilson. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now he's forced out left. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. The Niners on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now it's Wilson. He'll have a first down past the 40. And brought down across
Arizona, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Washington. That's an easy schedule, yeah. I think Buffalo is probably the hardest away.
Territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Zadarius Smith in there to drop him for his 11th sack.
Buffalo's probably the best.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin him back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a
It looks like a safety down there.
and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And fighting to get back to the goal line. I don't think he got there. He did not get back there. It's a safety. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
So from their own 20 all the way to the red zone now. A chance to capitalize on 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Armstrong. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. Now a toss. This is Geis. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That backs them up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Here we go. Hey, wahoo!
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
You know, right now, you better bring it. 53's the mic.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to... And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 47. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now a run with Geis. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On play action, it's Rodgers. And he'll find Moreau here. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Zadarius Smith able to get him down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. Defensively, you've got the nice lead here in the fourth quarter. You're saying, if they want to get a run of a little over 10 yards, that's okay.
I hear what you're doing there, and I think you're onto something. They've loosened up on defense, so don't get fooled by the nice runs you're getting now. You've got to get bigger plays, possibly think about throwing the football a bit more here.
at the 29-yard line.
Again, it's Mixon. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
32-yard line.
And that's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
And he cuts it back right, and he's got a crease. There he goes right side. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on third down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
First and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play.
Okay, peace, Dominic. I'll see you tomorrow. Upgrade those later.